Thailand's forests are more than wilderness. To many, they are sacred, homes to spirits, protectors, and dangers unseen. For centuries, ascetic monks have walked into the jungles seeking enlightenment. But some never return. Tonight, we explore the mysterious disappearances of Thailand's forest monks, vanishings that leave behind only questions, whispers, and fear. In Thai culture, the forest is more than trees and rivers. It is a living presence, a space both feared and revered. Villagers tell stories of Phra Phrai, spirits that dwell among the trees, guardians of nature who punish the disrespectful. Hunters leave offerings before entering. Travelers whisper prayers before taking each step. It is also the domain of the Dutanga monks, ascetics who reject comfort and live in solitude, meditating deep in the wilderness. These monks are revered. Their presence is seen as a blessing to nearby villages, their discipline a model of devotion. To walk into the forest barefoot, carrying only a bowl and robe, is to place oneself entirely in the hands of the unseen. Many monks emerge with stories of strange sounds, ghostly visions, and battles with their own fears. Yet, not all monks return. Whispers circulate of temples abandoned after their monks never came back from morning alms, of robes found folded neatly at the edge of streams with no body nearby, and of one case in particular, widely spoken of, but never fully explained. It was said to be a group of monks traveling together into a remote forest monastery. Days passed, then weeks. No word came. When villagers went to look, they found the temple empty, belongings untouched, food uneaten. It was as if the monks had simply stepped out of their robes and vanished into air. This story spread across provinces, whispered in markets, retold in monasteries. The disappearances were never explained, but explanations were offered, and they were anything but ordinary. The story begins with the group of 5 monks known for their devotion. They had left their provincial temple to retreat into a deeper forest monastery, far from roads, reachable only by narrow paths winding through dense bamboo and towering teak. The plan was simple: live in seclusion, meditate, and return when the rains ended. For weeks, nothing seemed unusual. Villagers from the nearest hamlet occasionally brought rice and water, leaving them at the edge of the path. Offerings were accepted, notes of gratitude left behind, but one day, the food remained untouched. At first, villagers assumed the monks were deep in meditation, but days passed, and the offerings piled up, uneaten. Concern turned to alarm. A group of men gathered lanterns and machetes and set out for the monastery. When they arrived, the scene was chilling. The small huts built for the monks were still standing. Bowls and robes were neatly placed inside. Mats lay rolled, as though waiting for their owners to return. Cooking fires were cold, but still stacked with unused wood. No struggle, no blood, no signs of departure. And yet, no monks. The villagers searched the forest, calling their names. No footprints led away. No torn cloth clung to branches. The monks had simply disappeared, leaving behind the life they had built in silence. News spread quickly. In Thailand, monks are not ordinary men. They are vessels of merit, respected by all. Their disappearance was not treated as a mere accident. People began to whisper. Had they been taken? Some said forest spirits had claimed them, displeased with their presence. Others believed they had crossed into another realm through meditation too deep for the body to return from. Officials investigated, but found no answers. The temple was abandoned soon after, villagers refusing to walk the paths that led to it. The case remains one of the strangest in living memory. Among the most common explanations for the vanished monks were the fra, the forest spirits. In Thai belief, these entities dwell in trees, streams, and caves. They are guardians of nature, neither fully benevolent nor malevolent, but quick to punish those who show disrespect. Villagers said the monks must have angered them somehow. Perhaps they cut wood where they should not. Perhaps they failed to leave offerings before meditating beneath a sacred tree. One elder told of a dream he had days after the disappearance. In it, he saw the monks walking single file into the forest, following a path of glowing lights. Their faces were calm, their steps silent. At the end of the path stood a massive tree, its roots twisting like arms. When the monks stepped beneath its shadow, they vanished. The elder woke trembling, convinced it was a message from the spirits. Some claimed they heard chanting in the forest at night, low, rhythmic, not in any language they recognized. Hunters who strayed too far said they saw figures in saffron robes walking through the mist, but when they followed, the path was empty. Even monks from other temples avoided the area, saying it belonged to the Fray. They taught that one must always bow, always whisper permission before entering. To do otherwise was to risk being taken forever. But skeptics asked, if the spirits had taken them, why leave everything behind? Why robes folded neatly, bowls polished, mats rolled? The disappearance was too clean, too deliberate, as though the monks had prepared for a journey, not of the body, but of the spirit. Others believed the monks had gone somewhere far stranger than death. In Thai Buddhist tradition, meditation can lead to altered states, where the mind touches realms beyond the human. Some said the monks had meditated so deeply that they crossed a threshold, slipping into another plane of existence. Stories tell of monks who vanish for days in trance, only to return, saying minutes had passed. Could this group have gone too far, together, leaving their bodies behind? There were unsettling clues. In one hut, villagers found a manuscript open to a passage about the doorways of the forest. It described meditation so deep it could dissolve the barrier between worlds. Another hut held bowls of water still full, as though set out for ritual. Villagers whispered that the monks had found the doorway, intentionally or not. Perhaps they followed it into a realm of devas, celestial beings, or perhaps something darker. One man claimed that on the night of the search, he saw a glow in the forest canopy, faint orbs rising like lanterns, then vanishing among the trees. Another swore he saw shadows kneeling in prayer, but when he lit his lantern, there was only grass. The monks' disappearance fueled debate across temples. Some saw it as a cautionary tale, do not seek what lies beyond. Others said it was proof of their spiritual power, a transcendence too mysterious for ordinary people to understand. But for the families left behind, there was no comfort. Their brothers and sons had vanished, and no prayer, no search, no ceremony brought them home. Not all explanations reached for the supernatural. Some villagers insisted the monks must have been attacked by bandits, by wild animals, by misfortune hidden in the forest. Yet none of these theories explained the absence of struggle, the untouched belongings, the silence of the scene. Officials considered the possibility of escape. Had the monks abandoned their vows and slipped away? But those who knew them dismissed the idea. These monks were revered, their devotion unquestioned. To walk away secretly would have been unthinkable. Another theory suggested poisoning, food tainted, or water fouled. If they had all fallen together, their bodies could have been carried off by the forest itself. Yet again, no remains were ever found, no signs of disturbance on the soil. Over time, the story blurred into rumor. Some said the monks were seen in other provinces, wandering without memory of who they were. Others believed the forest swallowed them whole, keeping them hidden beneath roots and vines. In later years, journalists revisited the case, hoping to uncover fact beneath the myth. They left with little more than the villagers had, a story with no ending. One wrote, "The forest does not give back what it takes." To this day, the monastery site stands empty, reclaimed by bamboo and silence. Few dare walk its paths, even in daylight. For the villagers, the mystery is not just about loss. It is about fear. Fear that the forest can take even the holiest among them, without trace, without reason, without return. The mysterious disappearances of the forest monks remain unsolved, their fate a question that lingers in whispers. For some, it is proof of spirits, of a world layered over ours, where the dead and the divine walk unseen. For others, it is a reminder of how little we know of the wilderness, vast, dangerous, indifferent. Yet the story carries weight beyond fear. It reminds the Thai people of the deep connection between monks and forest, between devotion and danger. To walk into the jungle with nothing but a robe and a bowl is an act of courage and risk. Even today, monks continue to wander into the forests. Some return with tales of visions, of voices guiding them. Others emerge silent, unwilling to speak of what they saw. And some, still, never return. In the villages near the vanished monastery, people leave offerings at the forest's edge, rice, incense, flowers, asking protection from the spirits within. Hunters bow before stepping onto the paths. Travelers whisper prayers for safe passage. And when monks walk into the trees, villagers watch with both respect and dread, never certain if they will see them again. The forest keeps its secrets, and among its shadows, the vanished monks remain. Whether taken by spirits, lost to another realm, or simply gone. Their story is not closed. It is open, waiting, like the path into the trees. So the question is this: would you dare follow that path? Would you walk into the forest where even the monks disappeared? Or would you stand at its edge, listening to the silence, and wonder what waits in the depths?